President-elect Joe Biden is forging ahead with his transition, even without a concession, overnight tapping his loyal and longtime aide Ron Klain as his chief of staff. Klain serving as Biden's chief of staff when he was vice president and as the Ebola czar for former President Obama, which could be key in the fight against COVID. The president-elect is also holding urgent phone calls with world leaders. Today, Biden spoke with Pope Francis, poignant since he is only the second Catholic to be elected president. It comes as NBC News has learned the Trump State Department is withholding some messages for Biden from some top foreign officials, adding to concerns the delayed concession could be harming national security. Meanwhile, one of Biden's top COVID advisors is speaking out after saying this.
We could pay for a package right now to cover all of the wages, lost wages for individual workers. If we did that, then we could lock down for 4 to 6 weeks.
Dr. Michael Osterholm tells NBC News he was talking about a past article and was not advocating for a nationwide shutdown. Osterholm adding, it was not a recommendation. I have never made this recommendation to Biden's group. We've never talked about it. And tonight, in response to a tweet from the president suggesting voter fraud, the agency that oversees election security said in a statement, quote, there is no evidence that any voting system deleted or lost votes, changed votes, or was in any way compromised.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.